Everyone, welcome back to another edition of Office Hours. As always, I'm joined by the wonderful Flo. How's it going, Flo?
Doing good. Thank you, Matthew. How are you doing?
I'm good. I think we need to have our weekly check-in. How's the weather in Paris?
Pretty bad.
Yeah?
It's raining a lot.
It's good.
It's raining a,
Oh,
it's
okay.
raining a lot.
I wasn't sure if that was going to be, it's a too hot kind of bad or it's
No,
raining
no,
bad, but
no.
it's a raining bad.
Like a lot of rain.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's calmed down, I guess. It's a positive and a negative.
Yeah, absolutely. It's to balance,
Yeah.
We needed it, so
That's
that's
good.
fine.
Hey, Abdul.
Hello.
If it's your first time here, Abdul, basically you can just ask whatever questions you like. We're here for the hour to help. So if you have any questions on WeWeb, feel free to ask away. And you're welcome to put it in the chat or join us live here. If you wish to join us, I'll put a link for you. A dial list? What do you mean by a dial list, Tamar? Maybe you know Flo. So Tamar asked, hey guys, I would like to know if it's possible to make a dial list by countries with icons. I'm not sure if he means kind of like a select with the countries, or let me Google dial list. Maybe maybe there's some kind of generic thing that I don't know about for
I think we need more details indeed.
Yeah. If there's something on Google, you can link like an image of it in the chat tomorrow, just so we can see what you're talking about. Abby's joined us.
Hi, morning.
Hey again, Abby.
Hi, good, thank you. Good evening. I know you guys are in Europe, yeah, right?
Yes, it's
Right.
semi-evening here.
Yes. I'm based out of San Francisco, so it's morning here. Awesome. I had a question. I also raised a ticket for this, like a support ticket. So what's happening with me is I have my WeWeb app, which is directly linked to Supabase, but I've started noticing that on and off, my collections start returning empty. It works, and then all of a sudden there is no data returned in the collection. I've made sure that it's not a RLS issue. I've made sure it's not like a connectivity issue, but I don't know why it happens. I don't know if you've noticed this or heard this earlier.
No, there is something we need to understand. Usually, if an endpoint is working, it will still work. So, could you tell us a bit more about the authentication you're using, maybe?
So I honestly I don't know. It's very intermittent. It happens on and off. Is there any way I can like capture logs and share it with you guys, or do I
Yeah.
just give the project and you can look up the logs for the project?
One thing we need to know if the error is coming from Xano or from your application. So maybe something you can do is to first take a look to the logs on your endpoints. If you go to Xano,
I think it was Supabase.
Yeah,
it was
I'm using the.
I thought
Yeah.
it was my mistake. So same for Supabase. So we can take a look to the logs just to understand what the where you are. If we can just or reproduce it at some point so we see the error message. and we need that details to help you to do that.
Okay, so I just go to like the logs page and copy all of that over and like send you like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
paste bin.
we need details. Normally, it should work. I mean, if it's working, then there is no reason that at one point there is an error. So we need to take a deeper look, and for this, we need to see the logs.
Okay, because what happens is it works perfectly fine. Like it's working, and then all of a sudden, like all my collections go blank, and then maybe in a couple of hours they're back up again. So I can next time it happens, I can
Yeah.
copy the logs and send it over.
Are you sure are you paying Supabase or is it on a free plan?
No, I'm on the pro plan for both the Supabase and WeWeb.
Okay, so that should work. Okay. So yeah, we need more details to help you. But you said
Okay,
that you
okay.
created a ticket, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
You said you created a ticket with the
Yes, there is a support ticket right now.
okay, super.
Daniel is helping me, but we're not getting too far with it. So I thought like it's just easier when I come in and chat.
Okay, but
Yeah.
if you can reproduce it in here, or we can take a look to the logs together.
Okay.
But otherwise,
Okay.
it's going to be difficult to help you. We need those logs.
Yeah, I'll try and capture those logs the next time it happens. Um, one more question. So when I run the application in the editor mode, I see the logs. Where can I find the logs once I push my website to the custom domain?
So that's a good question. Do you want to
Go
take
on, Flo.
it?
Is it what? So you mean when you say the logs, Abby? You mean the logs from the debugger? So like when you execute a workflow, you can see what was returned to each action, or do you mean the logs in terms of like the publishing logs?
Yes, like all the workflow logs and what was triggered and stuff.
Yeah,
I was looking
yeah.
at like what other tools I could use to add more logging to my website once users come in. I don't remember the name of the site, but there was a recommendation on the forum. But if there is anything that you can share on what is best practice, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, so unfortunately, once it's published, there's no way to view logs like you would in the editor. The best way to do it would be integrating some kind of third-party tool. The main ones that come to mind, probably for your use case, it depends what you want the logs for. People use tools like Sentry, but that's mainly for error logging to figure out when things go wrong, which I guess probably is where you want the logs for the most part. If you want something way more in depth to track each action, similar to what you'd see in the logs, where something runs, it's returned here, XYZ, every step of the workflow, you'd probably want to use some kind of product analytics tool. So something like Amplitude or Mixpanel, where at every step you somehow, or rather at the end of the workflow, you basically send off to your external provider what has happened in the workflow. But it really comes down to some kind of logging. So errors and monitoring, I'd recommend Sentry. For anything more product analytics, I'd recommend something like Mixpanel or Amplitude. But to answer your question in summary, unfortunately,
Awesome,
no, it's
thank
not
you.
available in production.
Okay, and is there a direct integration with Sentry for WeWeb?
No, unfortunately, not just yet. I
Okay.
think we have Segment though. I'm not sure if Segment can pipe to Sentry Flow.
I think so too. Yeah, you can use Segment, I guess, and then push everything to Sentry. This is something you can do. Or, as I think you are experimenting your issue with collections. So what you could do, if you wish to try something quickly, is to go to the app workflows, and in the triggers you should see on collection error fetching, something like this. So, and then you could add an action here, send an email, send a Slack notification, or just push the data into a table to your Supabase also to try to capture it when it happens. This is something you can also do. Does that make sense?
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I was planning to set up like an on-error workflow for all my workflows and then send a Slack message so that I can see which user is going through, like which workflow is breaking for which user. I'm sorry, I'm at the airport, but I really wanted to get into this call and just chat with you guys. So sorry for the disturbance.
Yeah. No,
No
don't worry.
worries. No worries. Glad we could help. Cool. Right. I think that's us. Take care, Abby. Super. So Uda had a question in the chat. How can we handle parent-child forms? Now, I guess this is kind of depends if they're static or dynamic. In the case of if you have a parent form, Uda, and let's say there's two child forms inside of it, and there's always going to be those two child forms, you could just have a form container and then put two more form containers inside of that form container. But if you're trying to have dynamic child forms, that's where it can get a bit more complicated. Because basically there's no real good way to access the data from those child forms. So what's a good example? Let's say you have an invoice parent form, and inside of the invoice you have multiple forms to detect each line, let's say. There's no good way in the binding menu to see what's been input into every child form when you repeat it. And so to handle it, you would have to basically set up workflows on the form that you're repeating. So the child form you're repeating, you would have to set up workflows on every single input to manually save what the user has typed in. Usually you save it to an object in an array. And so you update a certain field. So if someone types in a name of a line item in the invoice, you update the name of that item in the array, and so on and so forth. And so you have to manually track it, unfortunately. But it depends if it's set or it's dynamic. So yes, I don't know if you want to add anything on that, Flo.
No, I think you covered it, but maybe you could, if you have the example, you could step in and we could help you to build what you want. It would be easier for us, especially if in the end we need to create an object, for example. We could show you how to update that main object, and then you can have a lot of inputs, forms within each other, or dynamic rendering dynamically, and just then you update that object, and we can teach you how to do that. When you know how to do that, then everything is simple.
Yeah. I'll put a link in the chat for a video that we have on the variable types. And in that video, I go through how to basically update parts of an object and then how that works into arrays as well. So if it's your first time with it, it may be worthwhile, if you don't want to join us, checking that out just to get familiar with objects and arrays if it's your first time. Cool. Okay. Right. I shall switch over to, I think it was Stan that joined us next, who's waiting. So we'll switch over to Stan.
All right. Hey, perfect. So before I ask a question, all right, could I, Udla, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I had a same issue like literally a couple of days ago. And the way I think what you're asking is how can you access the elements in form that are dynamically created with repeater, right? Like this is the stuff that's, yeah, I spent also a lot of time to figure that out. So my solution basically, how I did it was I just introduced JavaScript, you know, and when you stop in this small window where you want to select each input, for me that was the easiest way. So, you know, if you want, I will give you my email and I can show you how I did it. So yeah, that's one thing.
Thank you.
And my question is basically right now I'm using Supabase authentication, and you know, in a basic terms, it works perfect. It's fine, but I created user roles like admin, manager, and user, right? And I created them in WeWeb. And when I tried creating pages that demand certain, like demand being in a certain user group, basically all of the pages I open, it tells me that I have no access. And from my basic understanding, it seems like in Supabase, there is only authenticated or not authenticated user, and not like the roles.
Do you want to share your screen and we can go through it?
Yeah, that would be perfect. So
super.
Right, look, so here's my WeWeb design, right? And let's say, oh, come on. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, so maybe I will show you the Supabase in the meantime. So there is, although I don't think there's a lot to show. Look, authentication and their users, right? There's 2 of us, as you can see. And I myself, I have a role admin, right? So then I created, I have 3 roles, admin, manager, and user, basic ones. And I created 2 user groups, basically admins and managers and users. I will just show you that it's configured properly by showing that these 2 roles are included, right? And now, when I go, when I am, let's say, in my course list, this is something that only admin should be able to see. And right now, what I have is when I have private access, as you can see, only authenticated users can view this page. Pretty normal, right? But if I add this rule that only, for example, admins and managers can see this certain page, I have to deploy it. Test. And right now, I will just double show you, just so you can see that I'm probably not blind, that when I go to auth and I go to users and I go to myself, I do have user role admin, right? There is admins and managers user group in which admins are included, and our page that we are working with, this course list, it has this admins and managers. So I, who am an admin, I should be able to see this page if I'm logged in, right?
Yes.
To validate that I am logged in the bottom left corner, I will show my email, right? If I'm not logged in, it will just show none. So let's go to this page. And right now you will see you have no permission to view this page, although I'm on the account that should have access.
And you were trying to go to course listing. Okay.
Just to double check, Flo, because the only way I've done this before is with the tables in Supabase, as opposed to directly setting it inside of WeWeb. You can do it this way without having it set in the tables in Supabase.
Okay, so to be honest, I'm super new to Supabase. I don't understand it completely. So if you could help me navigate,
sure.
It here.
So
yes, yeah. You gone, Flo. You know Supabase much better than I do.
So indeed, I don't see roles. You're in schema auth. Could you? So yeah, in here, could you open the public one?
Public and user roles, right?
Yes, roles and user roles. Okay, you do have this correctly.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Wait a sec. It's just public.
Public, yeah.
Roles, but as you can see, it's just something like that.
Okay. Could you show me the RLS on the? Oh, before this, I think we're gonna see the redirection.
Just to double check, the role ID assigned to both of these users, does that link to the admin record in the roles table? So if you were to, if you double click into
this one, role ID.
Yeah, if you click into it, and then you choose admin. I think it was already linked. I think it was. Yeah, it was this one.
Yeah. Could you just show us the auth policies? Yeah, you've got a button really at the top right of this table. On the right hand side, really you've got auth policies.
So, policies.
Yes, this one, super. Just so we can see, we can access this table. Public can view, no, that's fine. Okay, can you do the same for, could you select the table role now?
Table role in this one, in this specific user role.
Yes, indeed. You can just remove the search. You've got the search bar. Just
yeah,
you can remove it. Yeah. And just can you scroll to roles?
Let's see. Yes, here we are.
Public and view. Okay, so normally this should work fine. This should work. This should work. Okay, could you create a ticket and provide some credentials so we could take a look to your project? It would be easier for us to check out the logs and see why you are redirected to that page.
Mm-hmm.
Go to that page and check the
check
the errors. Could you please, when you create the ticket, between brackets in the title, add OH so we could follow up with Matthew with the support.
Okay, office hours.
Yeah, office hours, exactly.
Okay, no H. All right. So that's cool, and that's pretty much, I think, the only thing I have.
Okay, well, we will find out why it's not working.
Cool. So thank you.
Cool. Right. Thank you, Stan. Cool. Right, we shall switch over to Tamar, who joined us. Hey, Tamar, can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. How's it going?
Great. So my first question with the dialing thing was like when you enter like a phone number, and so you have like by country. So the US is like +1, and like England is like +44. So I want to have the ability to also have the number and also to have like the flag of the country. Kinda like a select with the flag in it. But I know there are some like issues with the icons to do like repeated icons. Like with the new icon, like it doesn't show when I deploy. It doesn't show like the icons of the flags.
Oh, really?
I think this is remember I updated the docs for something related to this, because I think there's two ways to concatenate it. So if you were using a formula for the path of the icon, I think there was ways to concatenate it, and if you concatenated it in a certain way, that was causing the issues. Do you know what I'm talking about with that? To double check you're not doing it in a certain way that was causing the issues, Thomas?
I know. I just called the name of the specific icon. I just made like an array of all the icons with the name of the flag. And then when I tried to call it, it didn't show itself.
Okay, are you able to share your screen and show us if you still have the issue?
So I deleted it because it didn't really work.
Okay.
But also in general, when I made the list, like I had to like upload all of it, or kind of like do like pagination for like to separate to not upload like 300 icons, because I think like we will like limit how many I can like upload, how many items. Is there a way I can do it like in the select that it also be like better DOM to like only like upload specific rows?
Yes, so I know, because we have two selects, and I know one of them has an infinite scroll option. Let me just check which one it is.
And is it possible to like also add into the select like icons, like the flags icons, or do I need to like edit the element itself, like using like a WeWeb AI or?
So there's two. So what you were mentioning, do you actually want it to be a select, or do you want it to be something where it's almost, if you so if I use the UK as an example, if I type in +4, a UK flag automatically appears on the left, or you actually have to click onto it and select the flag and the dialing code?
I didn't really understand the question. I don't mind that like there will be like a search bar. It will say like 44, and then it will show the specific select option with the flag. And then when you press on it, I want the flag to be like all over, like also when it like shows it,
That
and
makes
also
sense.
when it's like shows the option.
I'll share my screen quickly and we can go through it because I have the select here. So there's two selects right now. If you choose the deprecated one for this, that select with the deprecated flag, in the settings, you can enable display advanced options and you can enable infinite scroll, which will help with the DOM. So then it can basically load more items than it would be limited to, but it will only render them once someone scrolls down to see them. So you can use this. I'll put it into the middle. And what we can do is if you enable the advanced options, so if I go to layout type and I choose it to free layout, I can now put whatever I want inside of the option.
Oh, okay.
So I add an icon, and I know I don't have the pack in here. So if I go to icons, manage, and then I add the circle flags. I think you would have to manually come up with an array to bind here to your selects.
Yeah.
But once you have that, and you have in the object you have an icon field which has the path of the icon for the flag, and then name, which is the name of the country. You could just bind it.
Okay, I think from here I will
do the options.
Like handle it. I didn't know like I have the option to do like to change like the layout of the option itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have it on the other one as well for the non-deprecated select. I think just for the minute, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Flo, and I've missed it. I think just for now, the select that doesn't have the deprecated flag, I'm not sure if it has infinite scroll.
Yes. By default, it's you have it. You have the infinite scroll.
Okay, cool.
But you cannot have a custom display within it. Because of this, the only way, if you wish to use the select within a data grid, for example, but if for you it's just in a form with the flag, so you can definitely use the formal one for this. It will perfectly work. And if you wish to use the new one, you're gonna have to fork it and ask AI to update the code of this element if you wish to display the flags. And this is what I was trying to do right now. So I could give it to you after.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks. But to select in the data grid, the deprecated one won't work. Only like the new select.
Yeah, the deprecated one will work basically, but it won't work perfectly within form and within data grids. Within those two things, this is why it's deprecated.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will try it, and worst case, I will use some AI for some changes. Last question, I added the ability to like flex the container. I just used like CS for it, like it like resize, and I say like both, and then I can kind of like change the size of the container up and down, like width and height. But if I want to like save it, so I have like analytics page, and I want the user to be able to change like the size of each analytics widget. Like, does the container know the size of himself, kind of?
Would you? I think I know what you're talking about, Tamar. Did you just to give you context, Flo? So you created basically like a resizable sidebar, right, Tamar, where you can drag. The user can drag to change the size of the container, right? Is that
exactly? I didn't do it like perfectly. It's now just use like CS. So actually, this one I can show you. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So I just add to the container this line of like resize, and then it allows me to like play with the container. It was like actually like easy, but then if I want the ability to save like the width and the length of the container.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. You would, correct me if I'm wrong, Flo, I'm pretty sure you would need to save this in some way against the user, because I think when you refresh, it would lose everything.
Exactly. I don't mind to like make a variable and to save it somehow, but...
Or you could use local storage for this. So it could also be a variable, and you toggle save in local storage. So basically, if you are using the same browser, you're going to see the same things. But if you open the application into another computer, for example, you won't find the same things. If you wish to really save it, you need to save it somewhere in a database. But just to be able to save it, could you show us what element you used in here? This one. Could you open the layouts on the left? Super. Yeah. So how do you resize it?
I just took the container, like the repeated container, and I added this line.
Okay, this is how you did it.
Yeah, magic.
Okay, got it.
I think a hacky way might be an on-click workflow, because I think it would still be picked up.
Honestly, I don't know. when you are when you are doing the resizing like this, I don't know how you can save the state. That's a really good point. I need to play with it. I'm sorry, I don't know. You put me into a corner. Could you create a topic within the community? So and then I could jump in on my side to help you. But yeah, I don't know how you can, when you are using the CSS like this, I don't know if you can get an output and then have kind of an init value that you could fill in when you are loading the page to get it. But you might need to do it in another way to save it. I'm not sure it's possible, but again, I don't know. I need to check out.
Okay, yeah, because we started to talk about it in the community, and then someone like uploaded.
Okay.
Like for a long time ago, really like long workflow with playing. Oh shit! Wait, I lost you.
I think we lost you for a second. No,
I will stop sharing because I think it's. So yeah, someone like showed how we use like a workflow with like the change of the mouth movement, and then it like capture the pixels, but it was like too long, and I just found this like 2 lines, and it works. So I'm trying to find a way to like it's a bit easier to do it. But okay, I will just like tag you, and I will like put a picture of what I'm doing. And
yeah, please do that. And then we will see if we can get the width and height, and if we can bind then the properties with this, so you can.
Yeah.
But
okay, I think I'm done. If there's like other people in the line waiting.
Yeah, there's a few more, I think. So we'll have to switch over, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all right. Okay, thank you, guys.
Cool. Cheers to all. So we shall switch over to Anton next. Hey, Anton, can you hear us?
Hello. nice to hear you. Nice to see you. I'm one of the participators of the show-off last weekend. I'm with a question. I've tried to connect. I have a request from my potential client which wants to create a product, box product based on Supabase and based on web. I have two questions. The first question is a legal question. Can we create some box product from the WeWeb, from the paid account, of course, and so on? And do you have any limits on sales of the product based on web? I understand that we have to provide Supabase or maybe anything as a separate product, just like config files and so on. But in case of WeWeb, can we pack this project, compiled project, into the some some installation, maybe Docker or something,
Okay.
and then
you'd like to self-host, right? To self-host web project.
Yeah, we want to create something from WeWeb and then sell it as a product.
I think that's probably a mixed one. I think it would. You mean someone would acquire you?
Once again?
You mean someone would acquire you? Like as in they would buy your company? Or you mean you're just selling the product to other people?
No, I'm a developer and my client wants to create a product which he can sell.
Okay. No, absolutely.
From this
you can do whatever you want. It's like
it leads me to the second
really,
question.
You can try just to add more details for this. You can see us as a ID. So everything you are building, it's like coding. It's yours. Mm-hmm. So you can do whatever you want with it.
So it leads to the next question: how can I connect web to the self-hosted Supabase? I've met a problem with this because when I put everything in the form, I don't have a continue button to continue.
Yeah, please show us, because normally it should work. It can even work if you had local host URLs inside. So.
Cool, we can see your screen.
So I have a Supabase installed on some server, and I've tried this server from the Postman to check if it's reachable from any external API tool, let's say. And yes, it's reachable, and it shows the response from the table. That's just a test table. I want to be sure that I can connect this hosted Supabase web project and continue development. So when I try to do it inside the WeWeb, that's not a blank application, just to connect.
Go here, go to custom.
So I've set custom as it's set in the documentation. Then I press continue, and then I've tried with custom domain or without custom domain. I think in this case,
you also need to add the public API.
It has no difference.
Yeah. No, you cannot continue because Can you say that again?
And I can try. I've pasted the API key. I can paste it again.
Yeah.
I can remember where it's placed. Somewhere here. Yes, over here. Over here. Application. No. 1 second. 1 second. There was a button with the keys.
I don't remember where it is on the self-hosted.
It was somewhere. I'll try to find it. Not here. The settings or project overview. No, not here. Maybe here. No, not here.
So where did you But when you are self-hosting it, normally you should use, I don't know, maybe Docker or something. It should be in the logs when you run the server. I don't think you can find it in.
I'm pretty sure I had this key. It's pasted, but it where I had the switch between the show or not show this key.
Because normally it's an environment variable, and I don't think you can find it into the self-hosted studio. I'm not sure.
Boom, 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 boom. Maybe it's somewhere here. Existent. It's
But are you running it? How do you run it? Look.
In the Docker, yeah. But it's not on my server. It's hosted by my friends, and I
Okay.
can't do it now. I had it somewhere. I'll try to find it. Maybe a reference. This one.
If you maybe Anton will switch over just because there's a few people in the queue. We'll switch over, and then you can put a message in the chat whenever you find it, and then we can switch back. Cool. Okay, that was quick. Right, I think it was Steve was next in the queue, so we'll switch over to Steve. Hey, Steve, can you hear us?
Hey, Jim. Yeah, I can hear you.
Super. How's it going?
Very good. Well, I found the issue that I was dealing with, but I can ask you another thing. Do you know why when I create joins in Supabase and I have real-time on both in Supabase and in WeWeb, the real-time stops working? I can show you if you want.
Please.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Let me do it. I think you're seeing now, right? So
yes,
I have this table. This one has joins here in advanced mode, right? So I'm getting some information for this other table, right? And here in the plugins, in Supabase, I have the real-time collections to assets and public assets, right? In Supabase, of course, this has also the real-time mode in action enabled. But when I create something or I do something, it doesn't work real time. Do you know why?
Yeah, because the real time like this does not work with link tables. It will work only with the plain data within your table. If you wish to have real time like this, you need to do it another way. You need to use a workflow to load the data. I can show you. So could you, please go back. Yeah, could you go? Yeah, perfect. Could you open Logic and let's create a workflow? Yeah, we can create a new workflow. And in the action, you should find some dedicated actions for Supabase real time. So if you scroll a bit, yeah,
this one's
exactly. So you're gonna have to play with channels like this to update it. So perfect. So in here you see you've got type and database changes and those kind of things. You get access to many events in here. And so what you can do is to use this even schema table. Okay, super. And depending on the data you're going to get from that action, you can fetch or not the collection you need. So you can you can listen to something in here, and then you add an action, and yeah, you fetch the collection. So this is something that you need to do. Let me think a bit more, because you might have to. Yeah, you subscribe to it. Can you show me again all the actions? Can you click add an action?
Yeah.
Real time. Yeah, scroll. Broadcasting. Okay, subscribe, unsubscribe, broadcast. So yeah, this is definitely how you should do it if you are using link data just to refetch the collection when something happens.
Okay, I can check out how to subscribe to the events.
I don't remember if you have a dedicated documentation. Do you remember, Matthew, about those actions?
I will check quickly. Yes, we do. I shall put it in the chat now.
Okay, great. I will check it out and ask you if I don't find anything. Thank you, guys.
Nah, you're welcome. Unfortunately, we cannot do it in another way.
Cool. Right. Cheers, Steve. Anton's found the API keys, found the treasure. We shall switch back over to Anton.
So where was it?
Hey, Anton.
I still can find the place I've copied the key in the API reference in the Supabase. It was there, but maybe we've changed some settings, maybe some roles and settings for the user, and I can't see this now. But I found this key inside the Postman settings, inside the Postman request, which is sent to server to check it. So
okay,
now we
super.
can continue from this.
Okay, so could you share again your screen?
Yeah.
Is the plugin configuration?
So I have this key. It looks like this, and I can paste it here.
Okay.
Can paste it again here, and nothing happens after this.
So I think the project URL is wrong because I guess this is the URL of your studio. When you got the credentials, did you have also URLs, those kind of things in the request?
It's now set up behind the reverse proxy server. So this address is the address of Nginx, and behind the Nginx, the server is on the port and 8000. Maybe because of this. That would be great to have any indication about what happens when you connect this.
Could you open the logs? We might. Do you know how to open the console in here?
In
here, for WeWeb, could you right click and not just in here, right click anywhere. And could you click inspect, select inspect, something like this? Yeah, super. And then can you open the console and let's see what's going on. Could you remove a letter and add it again? Anything?
Yeah, try to remove a layer.
This is really weird. And you're sure about your public API key and service role key, right? This is the
yeah. I've just pasted it from the Postman and it worked in Postman. That's a service key, not a public one. Even if it's it was a public one, we can try using this key in the not authentication. We can try using it in data sources. Maybe try from this side. Again. Let's try.
Okay, so we might have an issue with the Supabase OS.
Okay,
so now if you remove, Okay. So could you remove the Supabase host plugin and add it again? Not this one. Not this one. Not the Supabase host plugin.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. And yeah, could you add it again? Okay, so we might have an issue with the Supabase host then when you start configuring it with this one. Okay. Well, I guess it's going to work. So now if you add it, it's going to take the configuration from the other plugin. So that's going to be fine.
Once again,
If you,
what do you want?
Can you click continue? Click continue.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is going to work.
Okay. So after I've added this not on the auth, it works after this.
Yeah. I'm going to log it. We have an issue if you start with the Supabase host plugin, you might have an issue. Okay, super.
Okay, thank you. Now it works. Thank you.
Well, thank you. You find the solution.
Cool. Right. Thank you so much, Anton.
Thank you too.
Cool. Right. And then I think so far we have one last question in the chat. There's so many Supabase questions tonight, Flo. I apologize. You're the main go-to for these. Bernard has a question on Supabase. Supabase released new asynchronous keys and also new anon and service keys. Will there be an update to the Supabase auth plugin for this? If yes, is there an ETA?
Yeah. And we talked about it this morning. So I know we have until November to update this. So I think this is something we are going to do maybe around September, not before. But I cannot tell you an official ETA for this. But it's really on our in the pipe. We are going to do it in the coming weeks or months.
What is the benefit? I'm curious now. What's the benefit of this new update? Of what they've added with the new asynchronous keys and the.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's that changed the way you connect to the project, and I think it changes the. I was managed security behind also. So
okay.
Something like this.
And then a follow-up, some kind words from Bernard after it. He says, by the way, we are currently switching from Bubble to WeWeb, and we really like what you guys have done. Wish I've known about you guys years ago. So kudos to the team. Thank you very much, Bernard.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Right. And that's us so far. We've got a couple more minutes. If there's any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Anyone who's joined us in the lobby, by the way, if you have any more questions, feel free to, again, join us and we can go through any more questions you have. I'll once more put a link in the chat to the lobby if anyone would like to join. Bernard's answered the question about the benefits. He says, the benefit is validation without requests to Supabase. So there we go.
Okay. Okay. This is okay. Got it. Yeah, the game
questions because I can refer them to you, Flo.
So I saw the elements in the pipe of the QA team. So this is coming. I think it took a bit more time than expected. They tested it and we needed to iterate a bit more. So this is coming, and I don't have the official really ETA for this, but it's in the coming weeks. I mean, it's coming soon.
Yes.
When I say coming weeks, it's within a month. Top.
And then Anton had a question. I don't know if we can answer it, but I guess the giveaway over the weekend must have been well received. He says, do we plan any more giveaways? I don't know, actually. We'll have to speak to Joyce and the marketing team to see what they're planning next, but glad to see it was enjoyed. Cool, right. I think we're pretty much on the hour, and there doesn't seem to be any more questions. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. As always, we're here every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. Central European time. Thank you for joining me, as always, Flo, and taking so many Supabase questions.
But soon you're going to be able to answer all of them, Matthew.
Yes, that's my homework from now on. I'm going to be in the weeds with Supabase. I'll be self-hosting Supabase. I'll be doing everything.
Super. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers, everyone. See you next week.